People like Bill Gates gobble up farmland, and you read what his foundation says about farming when they say that we're going to have a particular type of agriculture. They want large blocks run by the government or by private consortia where they say we're not going to have animal-based proteins, we're not going to have stockyards, we're not going to have turkey farms, we're not going to have chicken. The academic mind always has the answers, but never in the real world. And they do a lot of damage.
Everywhere you look, small and medium-sized farms being gobbled up by these corporate mega farms because they can't keep up anymore. They can't comply with these endless streams of regulations that are coming down. We're seeing that in China now, where these giant mechanized corporate, big government-controlled mega farms are displacing all these little small family farms that families have been farming for hundreds of years, in some cases longer. They're moving them all off their little plots of land and moving them into these big, horrific mega cities that they have built. And we're going to see that all over the world with the decimation of small farms. So if they're not bankrupted by economic forces, the government itself will shut them down.
Government will shut them down. This is a sinister orchestration of famine to make sure that the regular people out there won't be able to farm, won't be able to produce, or even have the land to plant their crops on. The mega corporations, he mentioned Bill Gates and his likes, they've taken over. We'll come back to this video, but that just struck my mind. And they put it into law, right? They put all this legislation to limit the regular people out there to farm. And only Big Brother, right? Only the big corporations will be able to do that. And whatever they produce, whatever they give you, you have to eat. There will be no competition. There will be no mom and pop stores, so to speak. This is Psalms the 94th chapter and the 20th verse. Say, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? Which frameth mischief by law. All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chaha Kodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continue to teach us this truth. Peace, salutation, shalom, shalom, shalom to all you hopeful elect Akiyam out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. And to you, Akiyam and Akwata, listening and learning, to you, I say shalom, right? So this is a psalm of King David. So he's asking the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? Who is the throne of iniquity? Well, look no further than your government that put all this oppressive laws in motion. Your Congress, your mayors, your presidents, your governors, what have yous, right? These are your throne of iniquity. Your judicial system, right? So King David is asking, will they have fellowship with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah? Which is a very good question, because we know that the God of the Bible, he is righteous. So there's no way he's going to have any kind of fellowship with these wicked rulers of this world. No way, Jose, right? It says, which frameth mischief by law, right? Big bank swallow up the little bank. In this case, big pharma corporation as a big pharma, right? But the farming corporation, the big ones, they swallow up the small farms, right? That's what they do. That's what they do, man. They swallow it up, and now you get everything you eat, drink, whatever, straightly from them, from the big corporation, from the government. And whatever they decide to feed you, all abominable things they decide to feed you, you just have to eat it. How many people out there know how to farm? And the ones that know how to farm, their farmlands are being taken over. Look what is happening in the Netherlands and such, right? So they put all this wicked legislation in motion that will, keep you oppressed and keep you not knowing which way is up. So that's that frameth mischief by law. They take over your land, take over whatever it is you have, and call it, oh man, it's the law. That's mischief right there. Right? That's real mischief. So let's
Everything is falling apart. There is a shortage of food. Many people do not have enough money to eat every day.
Everybody's out here today because they understand that when our government actually expropriates our farmers, we're all next.
Not just Holland is now facing these types of regulations, but you can see the attack on farmers all over the world. It's an agenda that is carried out on a global level, that is being pushed through government officials in respective countries.
This is precisely how the globalists have managed to take over national parliaments and national governments.
20 countries equal 80% of all the emissions. You solve the problem to start with by making sure all of those 20 countries are doing what they need to do. We have to pull them to the table and leverage further. So how do we get there? Well, the lesson I've learned in the last year is money, 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 money.
They're following a script where they are thinking already from the perspective of a global, bureaucratic, quasi-totalitarian system of governing, system of rule. This is an agenda, and all these countries are implementing the same policies. So they've targeted the farmers because that's the agenda.
Goes back to the workers of iniquity, the scripture we just read. They've targeted the farmers, and who are doing this? The ones with the money, 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 money. You heard what is his name? The UK dude. Oh man, his name escapes me right now. Because they have all the money, right? They can stifle your work ethics with their money. They can stifle your progress with their money, right? They'll buy you out. If you don't want, they will take you to court, right? And you don't have the regular people out there. They don't have money to compete with all this big corporations with the wicked elites, right? You run out of money trying to fight them in court. And they own the court, right? Your lobbyists, all things like that. They own it, man. They own the whole system. So how are you going to fight them in court where they own, that is their playground right there. You see that it goes back to the workers of the throne of iniquity. All of them is all a global thing in China, in Europe, America, Africa, Australia, Canada, all throughout the world, man. That's what you get.
Right now, things have tripled as far as costs for my own farming operation and for many farmers across the country. And I think you're going to see across the board higher food prices.
Food prices are already up dramatically this year, last year a little bit too. And we might see more empty shelves in America. Even the president is promising food shortages in his conversation. So there's no need for this to be happening. The
president is promising food shortages. I mean, when the president is promising you with food shortages, then it's about to get real and quick. It's about to get real and quick. So for you out there, you have your Thanksgiving dinner, you have your turkeys and chickens and cooking all this posh, lavish foods, right? Eating it up. I remember a statement where Macron, however you call him, the French president, he said something to the effect that the time of abundance is coming to an end. The time of you just eating whatever you want to eat is coming to an end. Because all them buying up the farmlands, the warehouses mysteriously catching on fire. How many warehouses, food storehouses have caught on fire over the past couple of years? There's a lot of them. So all these things is going to lead, believe you me, it's going to lead to hyperinflation. It's going to lead to famine of biblical proportions. This is what we're about to face, man. You might think it's a joke, right? You just finished your, Halloween. Now the Thanksgiving, people are preparing themselves for Christmas and all that, right? Meanwhile, there's a real danger, real problem is coming right up. We're all about to be faced with times like never ever before seen. Are you prepared for it? Are you This is the question you have to ask yourself every single day. When all hell breaks loose, are you prepared for it? And the first step is to be spiritually and mentally prepared for it. Because without it, man, the first wave will just sweep you out of your feet. This first wave of this hell that we're about to go through will just crush you. It will crush you. You can't even make it past the first wave. Why? Because you weren't prepared.
People are the ones that are going to be hurt. You know, not just farmers, you know, trying to make a living. It's going to be the food supply of this country, which is a staple of our security of our nation, being able to grow the grain and the crops that we do, that not only supplies us, but our allies and other trading partners around the world.
We have 8 billion people on the planet now, and that's sustainable if they allow agriculture to continue to be mechanized and genetically altered. And I don't think they understand that if they tamper with that, you're going to have people go hungry.
We are headed into, I think, a time of...
You say he doesn't think they understand that. They definitely understand. He's being very kind to this wicked globalist, man. They know what it is. That's why they're doing it. They know it's going to bring about famine. They have to box you in a corner, right? They have to box you in a corner whereby you will come for them for everything. And there's always a leverage, right? So now if you want to eat, they will tell you if you want to eat, you have to have your digital identity. You have to be electronically tagged and tracked. They know exactly what they're doing. It's part of the agenda to bring hunger, like the movie Hunger Games, right? Now you come for, they'll be eating it up, eating however they want. Meanwhile, all the districts out there, they don't even have enough for themselves to eat, right? And then you have to play a game just so you can eat. The Squid Games, right? People killing each other just so they can afford to eat their daily bread. That's what is coming. They know exactly what they're doing. That's why they're doing it. There's a reason why they're called evil, wicked elites. They know exactly what it is, man. They're bringing about that famine, which ultimately is just prophecy, right?
Very significant food shortages. Can we expect to see massive increases in food prices next year? Oh, no question about it. So I think the end goal of the war on farmers that we're seeing, which is guided at every step by the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2030, is going to be a total consolidation of agriculture, a total consolidation of the food supply, and as every communist tyrant of the last 100 years has understood, if you control the food, you control the people. I think that's ultimately the end goal.
Man, the times we're coming into, you have to be prepared, man. You have to be prepared. A lot of people don't even know what it is to go a day without food. You know? Especially in America, people are just stuffing their faces with food, man. You have your KFCs, you have your McDonald's, Burger King, you know, just eating it up. Well, that time is coming to an end, and what the hell are you going to do? You have to ask yourself these questions, man, because you're not exempt from it. It is coming right at your door. You won't be able to afford to buy the things you buy. Now it's even getting harder to buy things you want to buy. It's going to get way harder, right? This is Revelation, the 6th chapter, and let's start at the 5th verse. It says, the title is The Third Seal, Famine. The third seal, famine. So they're talking about hunger, the consolidation of, the market, the food, famine, right? Agriculture and all that. What is it going to lead to? It's going to lead to serious famine, because it is prophecy, and you cannot do away with prophecy. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, man. Take all of this seriously. Don't just be, with your thumb up your ass and twirling on it and thinking it's just going to blow over. Nah, this is coming to stay. Revelation, the 6th chapter and the 5th verse says, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see, and behold, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. What is that? That is to a pair of balances. You use it to measure. It's like you go to the court system. You see the lady with the pair of balances, right? To measure, all your wicked deeds or whatever it is that you've done. So that's what this horse is coming with, to measure all the atrocities and everything people have been doing in the earth, man. This is why it's good to live through the Spirit, to live righteously more than live wickedly. Because if you live wickedly, guess what? When you are weighed, you'll be found wanting, like in the book of Daniel, right? So you've been weighed, many tackle. You'll be weighed and you are found wanting. That wanting means you are lacking. Lacking in what? Lacking in righteousness, man. So that's what this black horse is coming to do, right? It says, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil or the wine, right? So this is going into hyperinflation right there. So for a penny in our times, man, that's a lot of money. If you do the math, a penny in our time, because this is during they were using during that time in the Roman Empire thing, right? In our time, if you it's not just a penny that we use now, of course not. Just like now, what a penny would get you back in the 60s, 50s, you can't get that now. What $1 would get you back then, you can't get that now, right? Back then, you can use $20 in the 50s, 60s and buy a whole bunch of groceries, man. You can't do that now. See, that's just what it is. So back then, a penny was a huge amount. A penny is like a day's wage that they pay, the soldiers or whatever. That is a day's wage right there. So now it's telling you that a measure of wheat for a penny. So to buy a wheat flour, right? The flour you used to cook, right? It will cost you a whole day's wage. And a measure of barley for a penny. See thou hurt not the oil or the wine. The oil and the wine is the truth, the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding, right? It says the fourth seal, death. The fourth seal, death. So all this hunger, famine, orchestrated chaos, what do you think is going to lead to? Massive death. Massive death. Like it's already happening in Gaza right now, It's just going to escalate. It says, the 7th verse, and when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. man, this is not a joke. Yeah, you can say all this has been written thousands and thousands of years ago, but know this, a day to the Lord is like 1,000 years. The God of the Bible, a day to him is about 1,000 years, right? So this is to him, it's just been a couple of days. And we are in the end times. If you measure the times we're in through prophecies, it's clear as day we are in the end times, man. Right? It says, and hell followed him. It's not talking about some place in the middle of the earth where you go to burn forever. That hell is a condition. Right? Like we're about to go through nothing but hell. So this horse that is coming, this death that is coming, we're about to go through some serious times, man. This is not the time to be joking around and playing about and lollygagging, thinking it's all a joke. Man, like I said earlier, man, you wouldn't even get through the first wave. You will be consumed just in the first wave, right? Because you're not ready. You're not ready, man. Mentally, spiritually, you're not ready. And hell followed him, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth to kill with the sword and with hunger and with hunger. What did they say? There's already food shortages, right? Very soon people won't be able to afford nothing. Your shelves will be empty. You will go to buy something, the shelves will be empty. There's nothing for you there to buy or nothing at home for you to eat. That's the times we're coming into, bro. That's the times we're already in. It's just going to get really, really crazy, intensify. It says, and to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Man. If this doesn't terrify you, I don't know what. I mean, it's not that you will live in fear. It should terrify you enough to seek righteousness, right? To seek the Lord. Because hunger is not a joke. Hunger is not a joke. If you've ever been hungry or you've done fasting, let's say 24-hour fasting or 48-hour fasting, you can tell, man, it's not a joke. Yep. So this is proving the point that hunger is not a joke. That is the worst way to die, man. One of the worst way to die. Hunger. This is Lamentations, the 4th chapter and the 9th verse. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. So them that die with other kind of causes, be it through the gun or, being put to death in whatever way, car hit you, you die working in a place with the machinery and you get crushed and die. You just die at once. Missiles hit you, bomb, war times, all that, right? So they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. Why? For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. So this is why. So you're hungry, you're just there, your stomach is growling. There's no way to quiet your stomach rumblings, right? You can't quiet it. Why? Because there's nothing to eat. Things are bad for us nowadays. We drink a lot of water, right? Things are so bad to drink a lot of water, and then the water runs out. Then what? You can go so far with water, but ultimately your body will need food. So this is why it's better to just die with the sword or any kind of other death than with hunger, because you'll be alive and see yourself dying inside out. That's why he said, for these pine away, stricken through for the want of the fields of the field. Just be dreaming about food. You're looking at your neighbor and they'll be looking like a piece of chicken to you. This is where cannibalism will come back in fashion, because a lot of people won't be able to bear it. You see mothers cooking their children and eating it. It happened before. It happened all over again. That's the times we're coming into, man. There's nothing to joke about the times we're in. Right? Right here, the 10th verse, it says, the hands of the pitiful women have saddened their own children. They cooked them. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. So that's what you get. When all hell breaks loose, there's nothing to eat. Mothers will eat their children, man. Single mothers out there with 4 mouths to feed, 5 mouths to feed, no man at home, right? What do you think they're going to do? She'll start cooking. She'll start cooking them up. She'll start cooking the children, man. You see, that's the time we're in. When there's nothing to eat, man, that is where you really know what people are really made of. When hunger strikes, that's when you know what people are really, really, really made of. And why all this is happening? Because the wicked are in authority, man. Right? The wicked are in authority. You see? Plus, it is prophecy. Definitely is. So let's get a couple of orders, because famine is nothing to joke about, and it's prophecy. This is Jeremiah, the 14th chapter and the 12th verse. It says, when they fast, I will not hear their cry, and when they offer burnt offering and an oblation, I will not accept them, but I will consume them by the sword and by the famine and by the pestilence. All kinds of diseases. That's the time we're coming into, man. All kinds of diseases, all kinds of famine, sword, being put to death in horrific ways, right? That's what it is. This is Jeremiah the 14th chapter and the 15th verse. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not, that say, yet they say, sword, famine shall not be in this land." So all your pastors, your prosperity doctrine pastors telling you, oh, the God will provide and God will never let you go hungry, and telling you there's not going to be, you won't see any bad times. And they are lying to you, like the scriptures are saying. Yet I sent them not. And I sent them not, right? Yet they say the sword, the famine shall not be in this land. Guess what? By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. Your TD Snakes, your Creflo Dollar, your, what's the name? Joel Osteen, them guys, right? 700 Club guys, right? All of them, man, telling you, oh, man, it's all going to be hunky-dory and everything is all copacetic. Guess what? Even they themselves are about to feel it, man. Nobody's exempt. They're about to feel it. They're about to feel it, bro. You see? Because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai will bring the hammer down on all the fake-ass phonies out there. This is Jeremiah, the 14th chapter. And the 16th verse says, "And the people to whom they prophesy shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword, and they shall have none to bury them. Them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pour their wickedness upon them." And we are living in a very wicked world, man. This is why all this is about to happen. We are living in a massively wicked, very degenerate world right now. Can you imagine the judgment that is about to be brought upon the earth, the way the whole earth has been living, right? We're about to go through times, like it says in Matthew, the 24th chapter. There's never been a time like this. All throughout the world, there's never been a time like what we're about to see, what we're about to live through. This is Jeremiah, the 15th chapter and the 2nd verse. It says, "And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord." I mean, let's there's a lot of scriptures on famine, but let's bring this one up. Judgment must come. Mind your mind. Took the words out of my mouth. This is Jeremiah, the 15th chapter, and the 1st verse. You see the subheading right there. Judgment must come. Judgment must come. So if you think it's all a joke, guess what? You're about to feel it, man. Like it says, a hard head got to feel it to believe it, right? A hard head is going to feel it to believe it. You're about to feel it like nothing you've ever felt, right? It says, "Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet Moses represents the law and Samuel represents the prophets," right? It says, "Even though they stood before Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, yet my mind could not be towards this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth." Why would the Lord say this? Look at the way our people are living, man. They're nothing but moles and bull daggers and killing their own brothers. It is nothing. Thieves. They love the devil to death. They love wickedness. Committing all kinds of adultery, murder. Right? That's our people, man. We become a degenerate plant. How has the gold deemed, right? The gold, the precious gold is now deemed. It doesn't give off that glistening and glitter that gold is supposed to have, because it's become dark. That's our people. That's our nation, the nation of Israel, Israelites, the true biblical Israelites, right? So this is why the Most High is saying what he's saying. This is why he's like this, you know? It's kind of like cold toward his people. It says, "Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth." The 2nd verse, "And it shall come to pass, If they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, such are for death to death, and such are for the sword to the sword, and such are for the famine to the famine, and such are for the captivity to the captivity. That's it right there, man. That's it right there. So for all the wickedness the whole earth has been doing, guess what? Judgment is coming. And part of that judgment entails death, the sword, famine, and captivity. A lot of people out there, back then we went through captivity, which we are still under the Babylonians, the modern day Babylonians, which are your Edomites, right? But it's going to be in this time. It's going to be in the form of concentration camps, man. And a lot of people were put in the concentration camps. This is where a lot of the saints will be martyred through beheading, right? Because they will try to feed you all kinds of abominable things. If you don't want to eat it, you'll be beheaded. The ultimate abominable thing they will try to give you is the mark of the beast. If you don't want it, you will be put to death. So there's the time we're coming in. This is the time we're already in. It's just going to escalate. You see? The only thing we can do is to trust in the Lord. That's the only thing we can do, boy. That's the only thing we can do. Actually, Psalm 23rd. This is Psalms 20. We all know this, right? But it's good. So with all the things that they have that is about to come, there is a silver lining. There is hope. There's still hope, right? But you have to seek the Lord while he may be found. Seek the Lord right now. This is Psalms 23rd chapter. It says the Lord, the psalmist shepherd, the Psalm of David. It says the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Right? It's our comfort in Psalms, man. Because the hell we're about to go through, man, physically, none of us is prepared for it. I don't care how your bug out bags and your doomsday bunkers and whatever you think you have, your guns, you Homo sapiens and your guns, your ammunitions and whatever it is you think you have that will give you some type of protection, what we're about to face, guess what? It's null and void, right? Our only true protection is in the scriptures, in the word, in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right? Let's close out with this. This is Proverbs, the 18th chapter and the 10th verse. It says, the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is why you got to know the name, man. You know, there's a force field that comes with that name. There is protection that comes with that name. That's why it says the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is saved. So even if you know the name and you're not part of the righteous, guess what? It's of no use for you. It's of no use for you. That's why you can't live this off of face value, right? You really have to mean this truth. You have to live it. You have to truly live this truth, man. Not just for man's praise and all that, right? You have to truly seek righteousness, right? The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe. Let's close out. Yep. This is Zephaniah, the 2nd chapter, and the 3rd verse. It says, "Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth." Who are the meek of the earth? The Israelites, man. Especially the elect of Israel. Right? It says, which have wrought his judgment, seek righteousness, seek meekness, it may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Just like we read in Revelation, the 6th chapter, the 4 horsemen, right? Coming through with death, coming through with hunger, coming through with sword, famine, all the above, all that good stuff, right? Well, your only hope is for you to seek the Lord. Like it says here, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment, seek righteousness, seek meekness, it may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. That's the Lord's anger right there when all hell breaks loose. You want to be hid where? Remember we just read earlier, Proverbs the 18th chapter, right? The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run it into it and is safe. So this is where you'll be hid. Right? That's how you'll be hid from all hell that is about to break loose. So without that hedge of protection covering you, man, you're dead in the water. Believe that. Right? So, like I said, seek righteousness and keep doing what is right to the best of your ability. Lord willing, we'll be saved and protected from all the hell that is about to let loose. And with that, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kudash. Shalom, brothers. Shalom.